Today's topic is benefits of yoga. Yoga has become very popular, and maybe it is time we know its significance, its relevance, and the benefits we get by practicing yoga. The first benefit we get by continuous practice of yoga is the improvement in the immunity power. It is the immunity power which keeps away from us a lot of diseases. Let us say two people are going for a walk in the morning, early in the morning, and it is the same place, same weather, and let us say both are of same age. But a person may get cough, cold, fever, but the other person may not. Simply because the circumstances and the external factors being same, the immunity power of one is better than the immunity power of the other. What yoga does in its simplest form is to enhance the capability to fight out the diseases. That means improvement in the immunity power. That is the reason why people who continuously practice yoga will rarely get ill. Of course, everyone gets ill for some time or the other, for one reason or the other. But the intensity and the frequency of a person who practicing yoga falling ill for simple diseases like a fever or a virus or a cold or cough will be much less than a person who doesn't practice yoga. Now, this is so far as body is concerned. The next very important impact of yoga will be on the mind. If you really analyze the anatomy of the mind is basically thoughts. The thoughts emanate from the mind and the thoughts dissipate into the mind. If there are no thoughts, possibly there is no mind, and when there is no mind, there are no thoughts. Now, when we unbiasedly analyze the pattern of our thoughts, we observe three things. One, the number of thoughts bombarding our mind per unit of time is too high. Therefore, we cannot attend to these thoughts one after the other. By the time we attend to the first thought and come to certain decision, even before the process is completed, the second thought already strikes us. That is the reason why we will not be able to decide properly, because the number of thoughts bombarding the mind per unit of time, say per minute, is too high for us to deal. The second important thing we notice when we analyze our thoughts is that the thoughts are not unidirectional, which means thought number one may be about our work, thought number two about our family, thought number three about our health. So we will not be able to continuously draw the thoughts to a logical conclusion and arrive at some decisions so that actions are possible. Now, this is the second important characteristic we notice when we analyze our thoughts. The third thing we analyze about thoughts is that the thoughts may many times be negative in nature. The thoughts of anger, jealousy, greed, or helplessness, fear, phobia. These are the thoughts which are negative in nature. Of course, there are many positive thoughts we do get, like love, affection, the humility, gratitude, empathy, sympathy. But many times the negative thoughts will be more than the positive thoughts. Now, the first thing yoga does is to reduce the number of thoughts, especially through the process of breathing. Now, when the number of thoughts reduce in our mind, what happens? We develop four important qualities. The first thing is that we develop concentration. Many times I ask in my programs what concentration means. And many people tell concentration is the ability to hold on in your mind on a particular object or a concept or a particular thing. In fact, in my opinion, concentration is not the ability to hold on to a particular thing, it is the ability to keep away irrelevant thoughts. If you are able to keep away the irrelevant thoughts, the mind will automatically get focused. Like in my training programs, I ask many of the managers, is your job to motivate your subordinates? They say, yes, of course. I tell them, there is no need to motivate. People are intrinsically motivated. If we can keep away the demotivation of the people, If we can eliminate the factors or the sources of demotivation, the people will automatically, intrinsically, naturally, by nature, people are motivated. Similarly, if we are able to keep away irrelevant thoughts, the mind focuses on what we want to concentrate. So, the moment you practice yoga, you will find the concentration intensity will improve. The next important thing when the number of thoughts reduce is the increase in the memory power. What I call it as memory longevity. You will be able to hold in your mind the points or the issues for a longer time because not too many thoughts are bombarding, especially too many irrelevant thoughts. So the second benefit of yoga is the memory longevity. The third benefit is the enhanced creativity. This is a very important thing. Creativity is said to be housed in the right part of the brain, and because yoga stimulates possibly the both parts of the brain, the creativity gets stimulated. That is the reason why people who continuously practice yoga will be able to generate more ideas, more creative ideas, lateral thinking, out of box thinking. The fourth important benefit of reducing the number of thoughts is the ability to make decisions, especially with respect to the intellectual clarity. Many times people will not be able to decide because they are tossed between whether to do this or not do that. Any decision will have a counter effect and also a restraining force or a driving force, I call it as. So, the four important qualities we develop by reducing the number of thoughts are concentration, intensity, enhanced creativity, memory, longevity, and intellectual clarity. This is one of the greatest benefits of yoga, especially on the mind. Now, the next important benefit we get out of yoga is the emotional stability. Emotions again are housed in the right part of the brain. We have positive emotions, we have negative emotions. Positive emotions are like love, affection, empathy, sympathy, gratitude, humility, social service to others, these type of positive feelings. The negative emotions are of course anger, jealousy, greed, the boredom, these type of things. So, yoga reduces the negative emotions and enhances the positive emotions. And in the process, the people who perform yoga will be emotionally very stable. They don't get angered too easily. They don't become jealous on others. They will not feel bad or sad about anything. They will be at peace with what is. Now, that is the greatest benefit of yoga so far as the emotional stability is concerned. The next important benefit of yoga is the social empathy. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in others' position and look things from their frame of reference. Now, yoga makes you to connect with people at a psycho-emotive level, and therefore you feel others are in you and you are in others. In fact, it looks, if you really practice yoga for a long time, you find every other person is basically a reflection of yourself. Only the difference is in the name or the place or the structure or other things. So, when you develop this identification that you are in others and others are in you, you obviously develop a empathy towards people. So, that is the social empathy which you develop by yogic practice. At the home front, when you find that the husband and wife or even the children are having these benefits of physical immunity, mental tranquility, emotional stability, concentration intensity, enhanced creativity, and better hold on their various aspects of their personality, obviously the home will be very peaceful. There won't be too many differences, and even if differences are there in the opinions, they are worked out very nicely, very empathetically, very harmoniously. So, yoga also bestows a domestic unity. Very strangely, people feel that yoga is meant for some people who renounce their activities or the world, and it propounds negation of pleasure or negation of the worldly pleasures. Not so at all. What yoga tries to do is to put the pleasure principle in the right perspective in life. It gives the due importance to the pleasure in the map of life. Now, if you take in the present days, if you want to be very successful, even from the materialistic point of view, either in making money or wealth or profession or whatever, you need certain characteristics, and all those characteristics which are needed for improving your materialistic prosperity is available in yoga. For example, your decision making process will improve, your problem solving capacity will get enhanced, your concentration will be much better, you'll be more focused, you are able to empathize with people better, your people management skills are much better, you have a control on your emotions, you are not easily enraged, there are no outbursts, you are able to understand the situations very unbiasedly without getting into preconceived notions. Now, this package is what is needed for even achieving the material prosperity. Therefore, persons who practice yoga will also have material prosperity. And finally, of course, the most important benefit of yoga is the spiritual identity. The people who practice yoga will understand that we are all connected to the same spirit, same soul, but we are only offshoots of those things. Every microcosm is in a way connected to the macrocosm. Every one of us are connected to the same principle. People are different in their names, forms, characteristics, paradigms, thinking, outlook, but intrinsically they have the same thing in them, which you call a spirit, or you can call it consciousness, or whatever for that matter. So, the people who practice yoga also will develop spiritual identity. So, you can see the tremendous amount of yoga benefits on body, mind, intellect, emotions, society, family, and even spiritual. So, to sum up, what yoga bestows is the physical immunity by which you can keep away the diseases, mental tranquility by which you can keep your peace of mind, the concentration intensity by which you can concentrate on anything what you want for any length of time, enhanced creativity by which you can get new ideas, generate lateral thinking. It also gives you memory longevity where you can remember for a longer period of time, and intellectual clarity by which you develop the decision making capability or the problem solving capability. It also gives you social empathy where you feel for others' suffering. It bestows you the domestic unity at the family front. It gives you material prosperity, and above all, it gives you spiritual identity. Such is the pervasiveness, such is the powerful impact of yoga on almost every aspect of your personality. And it is time for people to understand the great benefits, the incredible advantages of yoga. I have been practicing yoga from last approximately maybe 55, 56 years, almost non-stop. And I have physically experienced, mentally understood, emotionally felt the benefits of yoga. And I recommend to every person to practice this great grand science and make their life more worthy of living and this world a better place to live. If you find the concepts which I enumerate as very useful, as very thought provoking, please subscribe to our channel for updates on videos on various topics. Thank you.